Let me guess, you're trying to sell beats online and you're completely frustrated with these algorithms and trying to grow organically? So you've been eyeing up advertisements and decided to pull out all of your life savings? Well, if you don't watch this video and learn about what you need to know before running ads, here are 3 things you'd be better off doing with your life savings. 1. Letting your dog eat it. 2. Shredding it. And for the 3rd, flushing it down the toilet.
We got that motherfucker.
Before the video, I want you guys to understand ads are a double-edged sword. Just as fast as you can make all this money, well, you can lose it even faster. And here is where we get to my own story. Okay, so last year around this time, I originally created this channel as Sound Design's CEO. I just got notified because of the pandemic, my summer job, they wouldn't need me. I was highly uncertain of what I was now going to do, and it was no help that many places were closing down. It was pretty much impossible for me to find any job. Now, looking back, this was a blessing and a curse because I had no real income, but I did have nothing but time to make something work with marketing my beats. So I opened up my laptop, went to Facebook ads, and made an account. And here's where everything begins. First, I needed to get some money for the ads. Through Reddit, I found out about Amazon Mechanical Turk. I would basically do academic surveys for like 10 cents, 20 cents, and sometimes a lucky 50-cent survey. My goal was to make $5 a day to spend on running the ads. And if I end up making more, I'd increase the budget on Facebook. Over the course of May to August, I'd spent over $500 on running ads. Looking back almost a year later, I'm not too proud of what I call my Stevie Wonder technique. And I call it this because I really did all of this blindly. I had no data around my beats. So you might be wondering, what were my results and what did I learn exactly after spending all of this money? Well, a better question is, why did I even do it in the first place? Now, I chose to run ads because I assumed that spending all this money would allow me to skip the process of organic growth in my business, and that more traffic would just magically lead to more sales. And boys, I was wrong. Like, really wrong. So with all this being said, why does organic traffic really matter that much? Now listen, I'll be the first to agree. No matter the platform, organic growth for your business, it is a pain in the ass. Some days it will seem non-existent. But what if Ant Chamberlain gave up when he wasn't seeing any growth? What if Othello Beats gave up when he wasn't seeing big numbers? These guys should be your freaking role models for how hard they worked. But let's get back to the point here. What's the real reason that we turn to paid ads? Well, to answer that question, let's look at one of the top ways producers make organic sales. Now, I'm sure you're no stranger to cold messaging artists on Instagram to try and sell your beats. Now, while messaging can work, it's not going to be scalable. And if you want to learn more about better ways to sell beats without paid traffic, check out our free masterclass below. Now, messaging isn't scalable because you have to manually message artists one by one. It might take you a few days, weeks, or months of one-on-one conversation just to make one single sale. This is where paid ads come in. The thought just illuminates in your mind and it seems like a golden solution. You're using ads to put your message in front of thousands and seeing who is going to respond to your message, which in a simple thought, it does seem extremely promising. But could you guess there's a but here? We have a few issues that producers might never acknowledge before spending all their cold hard cash. While organic growth is a slow drip process, it's how you build the baselines for your business. It's how you get the data to make data-driven decisions. If you haven't seen that video, you should probably watch that after this one. It's a pretty important topic. But really think about this for a second. What gives you the idea that running ads will work? How do you know which beat to promote? How do you know which platform to use? How do you know if you're ready for an increase in traffic? How do you know that we're actually alive and this isn't one big simulation? Okay, never mind that last part, but remember my story. I randomly picked Facebook ads, I randomly picked beats that I liked, and I just sent people to my beat store without any data if my store was actually converting. The true Stevie Wonder method. It should be pretty obvious to you guys that the Stevie Wonder method, it's not one that should be replicated. So here's what you need to know before you start experimenting with ads and potentially wasting all of your money. So what is the best proof that you should start running ads? Well, paying customers.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
Now, some other data you can look at here is which beats are getting downloaded the most, and are your beats receiving a lot of engagement? This will help guide you in choosing the beat you pick to advertise. A great example is when Robin and I tested Google Ads a few months ago. I chose my best beat that at the time I had 5 sales in the past few months for that beat. And Robin did the same thing. He chose his best performing beat that had been leased way more times than mine. We didn't choose the beats that we liked the most. We chose the beats that were performing the best. And the outcome was no surprise. Robin got a sale and I didn't. Now, personally, I don't agree with this, and I think that Robin decreased my budget without telling me, as he'd be scared that I'd sell more beats than him and show him up. And yes, if you are new to the channel, that was a joke. We do those here. But what should I do if I have no paying customers? Well, then you should focus on cold outreach of messaging and getting people onto your music. Remember, beats are a product. Go find your potential customers and see if they would even use the beats for free before you throw money into ads. Send out a beat pack to like 50 people. And if no one ever responds, well, the beats probably need some work, which leads us to our second tip. Yes, you make drill beats, but your audience is not just drill artists. This is the equivalent of making a weight loss supplement and saying that your audience is people who want to lose weight. And you may ask, what's the problem? Well, that's literally everybody. A great quote to think about this is, when you speak to everyone, you speak to no one. You need to start identifying what are the demographics and the psychographics that make up your audience of drill artists. And yeah, I see, I made a change here. It's a college level word, I guess, demographics, psychographics, but seriously, this is stuff you guys need to learn. Knowing your audience will impact how you write your advertisement messaging. This is what's known as copywriting. A great tip along with this is to create a buyer persona. This is a basic marketing term that I suggest you research later on. And within our course, The Constant Conversion Strategy, we tell producers to collect data about their leads to better understand them as artists. Now, even before you start running ads, you need to figure out your audience, because that's how you're gonna make better content that speaks to that person. Okay, so if you watched this channel before, you already know this pretty well. 98% or so of your BeatStore visitors, they are not going to buy. And I know it's a pretty small number. Why worry about 98%? I get it. I'm such a sarcastic on these videos. But anyways, before running ads, you need to know, is my website converting at a healthy rate between 1 and 3%? This is why we rave about the Soundy platform for selling beats. They tell us our conversion rate on our dashboard. Also, on your website, do you offer a lead magnet to get artists' emails? Conversion rates are much higher for a free beat pack versus a purchase. And maybe you don't want to give away free beats? Here's my response to that. In January, I spent $100 or so on Google Ads just to test it out and see what would happen. Now, when I did this, I took the free beat pack sign up off of my website. My thought is, why would I pay for people to come to my website and give them beats for free? Why would I do that? I remember being in a call with Robin and discussing my new strategy and how it was perfect. I would be filtering out the people who wanted free beats, and he just laughed at me. He told me that when starting out, you can't just focus on instant sales. You need to be collecting leads and their information, because that's the biggest part in learning your audience. All right, so believe it or not, the rumors are true. Ads are not free, and they will cost you money. And you need to set budgets so that way you don't do the Stevie Wonder method with $500. Ads will also require your daily attention, and you will have to learn about these platforms and how to optimize your ads. And to be honest with you guys, here's where we draw the hard line of if you should advertise or if you shouldn't. If you're not averaging 1 sale a week from organic traffic, you're still a bit away from running ads. Now, if you are averaging 1 sale or more per week, and you are tracking a 1 to 3% conversion rate, we do believe that you are ready to experiment with ads and you can boost your traffic. And listen guys, I fully understand that organic traffic is a pain in the but it's like that for a great reason. The algorithms out there, while they are complex computer machines, at the end of the day, YouTube and Instagram don't push out content to a large audience unless it performs well on a smaller audience. And can you guys guess how they do that? With freaking data. So to close this video, paid ads will give you more eyeballs, but are you promoting a shiny nickel or a smelly turd? With that being said, my job here is done. I will catch you all next week.
We got that motherfucker.